Hello teacher, this is Alexis Liuglia, and this is my informative educational dissemination of grammar project of this partial. First of all, the God bless you. Herons. Is the not personal or impersonal from a verb? Are the verbs in definitive and past participle and indicate that the action in the happening performing to carrying out. The heron is an invariable of the ending of a verb. Science is always in an ing. Examples: crying, being, eating, writing, reading, believing, singing, looking, exposing, drinking, having, saying, suffering, creating, studying, failing. This is structure of heron that fully function in sentence beyond those a verb, such as subject, object, complement, present participle instructed with the infinitive form. For example, the heron of walk is walking. Infinitive. What is? In grammar, the infinitive is a non-infinitive verb for the show characteristic of known or lack some of typical features of the verb. For example, too heavy, too hot, to a person, to for me, for us, for you, too heavy to like, too hot to drink, to have to drive, too small to him, too early for him, too complicated for us, too noisy for her to study. The structure of the infinitive is an action plus to plus infinitive of verb. For example, the students study very hard to pass to the exam. Of she is going to go England to learn to English. Important events to happening in the second word while using heron and infinitive. We should think about our action for what we did in the war, how we talk to lives of thousands for people not thinking about the consequence in the future. We have tried to think if all the blood that was spilling for working on ways too hard use it one by one. For example, the Sarajevo bombing, the declaration of war, the Battle of Marne, the Dardanelles, the Battle of Somme, United started at war, Ladies' War, and the Russian Revolution. This was too unnecessary to the girl around the war of the families, for because lost their families. The second war, my opinion. World War II was a global military conflict that took place between 1939 and the 1945. Most of the nations of the world were involved in it, including all the greatest powers. In my personal opinion, as the First World War, it was unnecessary to be conflict over some leaders who only wanted greed, and more like Hitler was a person without moral values or appreciation of the lives of others, of the Jews and the one had defend all this. But this was spilled blood, families destroyed, dozens of people never returned home. So that plays the greed of the dictator. To the only purpose is true harm.
Created using PowToon.